Thank you kindly. Thank you, Almanac, everyone involved, the hoops. It's going to be a little different for you guys. But I'm going to open up with my piece that's in the Almanac, page 6. Check it out. It's called Rock Me to Dreamland. All right. Sitting at the community table at the Black Dog Cafe, sipping this double Americano, hot as July in a to-go cup. My mind drifts like steam to the ceiling. Slow motion at the moment are the crashing cymbals of Kevin Washington, while his father Donald lies back and waits for his moment to add on when the beat picks up. Then he picks up his clarinet as coffee drips on my notebook, staining like tones emitting from the ram's horn. The rattlesnake on the path resembles the shaking goat's toes in tambourines. The toms sound like an old movie filmed in Hawaii, flattened by the mallets moving true and fro in triplets. And in no time flat, we went from the Middle East to New York City. God is calling. New Orleans is on the telephone. No, we will not hold. Hold tight. Dim the lights and let the sound carry you like a pick-me-up when the bass drops in harmony. Heavy steps like Bigfoot step across the great divide to conquer until muted. Swing beats that can make James Yancey cry tears of joy. That tune is talking to you. You can't help yourself, so you get up and dance. Call and response like a church. A soulful sermon proceeds to flow from the back of the room. Toes are tapping, heads are nodding. The dynamics wash over you as the guttural tuba tones emerge. Peeking around the corner, they wind down like the record of a lullaby when you actually accidentally turn the techniques off. Peace. Get right into it. I got a timer. It's like a game show.
Organized Grind with Orikal Uno. Recorded live at Graph Fruit Studios in South Minneapolis.
Yes, y'all. This is Organized Grind, the podcast, episode 16, remembering the life and legacy of Sun Chi Som. Just got back from Lowertown, St. Paul. It's April 22nd, 2019. Surrounded by friends and family of Sun Chi. The energy was definitely alive tonight. You could definitely feel Sun in the room. We had a drum circle. We had family and friends speaking on his life. Got to see Sun's art on the walls. We got to hear him speak his spoken word poetry. We got to hear the music that he created with T-La Shawn, Sun&La. So this episode is dedicated to the life and legacy of Sun Chi Som. As I was explaining in episode 15 about astral traveling, I had met Sun Chi a few years back. We both made beats, both heavily involved in the Twin Cities hip-hop community. We come from the same boom-bap vein of music. And, he was a great guy. I would always see him out at shows after I had first met him. I may have shared this story, but we both got the privilege to open up for Grandmaster Kaz at the Nomad. And that was the night that I was suffering severe hyperglycemia. And I was trying to tough it out. I couldn't finish the set that we had as 1+1 with DisputeOne. I had to cut off our last song on stage because I was going to throw up. I was throwing up the entire night in the Nomad bathroom. People were coming into the bathroom and seeing me and kind of just making light-hearted jokes, not really realizing the situation that I was in. And I was able to fool everybody but Sun Chi. And when Sun Chi saw me, he knew something was wrong, and he did his best to uplift me and support me through that night. And if you see the picture of us, that is what I was going through in that photo. But the energy was very uplifting that night. So this episode is strictly about him, his life, his legacy. I was able to sit down with the people that knew him best. Excuse my stutter, excuse some of the background noise. We did talk during some of the drum circle, but I think it was perfect in capturing the energy and vibe of Sun Chi. It definitely felt like he was in the room tonight. The spoken word piece in the beginning of this episode was him at a place called Cahoots. To see the entire clip, I think he does 3 pieces. It's on YouTube as Sun Chi Som, SUNCHISOM. But we're going to go ahead and kick off some of the people that were nice enough to sit down and share a few words and memories of Sun Chi. So first off, we have his partner in hip hop, T-La Shawn of Cherry Sky. He kicked off the series of people that came and sat down and were able to share some memories. The drum circle was live in full effect at this time, but T-La has agreed to come on the podcast for an episode of his own to where we'll be able to really dig into his history and learn a lot more about his contributions to hip-hop. So this is T-La Shawn talking on the memories of Sun Chi Som. T-La Shawn is the MC of Sun&La, their hip-hop group that they had. They were the openers for Grandmaster Kaz, along with me and 1+1 and everybody else that graced the stage that night. So here's T-La. All right, I'm sitting here with T-La Shawn, born in St. Paul, celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som. Why don't you just go ahead and give us a story about Sun Chi?
Yeah, man. Let me start with saying rest in peace to my brother Sun Chi, Sam Davis. My name is T-La Shawn. We go by a group named Sun&La. Sun Chi came by. Well, it goes back a little further than where I was going to start with. My guy Big Wiz, Tony Bones had a CD release party at 7th Street, 1st Avenue, Maine. And Sun Chi came and did the video for it, and he hit me and Wiz off with a DVD of the footage of the show. And, it was real crazy dope, man. And I just knew that kid was talented, and say fast forward 4 years after that, 5 years after that, I ran into him at Lowertown. We had a studio, Cherry Sky Studio, right up the street from where we are right now.
Okay.
And he used to come in there. We just crossed paths, man. And he always used to be like, "Yo, you nice, man. I like what you're doing." So Wiz would have some paintings. He'd look around the room. look around the room in here, you see all of his art. So Wiz was getting artwork from him.
Okay.
And we was building at his studio. You know, I was loving the artwork, so fast forward again, I go in the hospital and have heart surgery. You know, I almost, didn't make it, man. By the grace of God, I made it, and during my recovery in the hospital, I spent like 2 weeks in the hospital. And visiting days, I remember the first visiting day, I had a lot of people come by, but I remember Sun Chi popping up to the hospital and, just building with me. He had some Yo MTV rap cards. He had this vibe. We was talking about hip hop, and that was that. And then I remember the next day he came by, and then the next day he came by. Next day he came by, he just kept coming by pretty much through my whole stay in the hospital, man. And I know one of the days that he was there, he said, yo, when you get out of here, man, we should think about, I do beats, you got flows, let's put some songs or something together. So I was like, cool, man. So we ended up connecting on a level of some hip hop, doing beats and tracks, and then slowly but surely we ended up having projects, which became out to be Ill Collage. He produced all the tracks. Pretty much all the tracks was done, man. It was like, it was already ready for me. He had everything ready for me. It's like I didn't even write Ill Collage, man. It was just like magic. So it was crazy, man. And we just kept working together, man, and collaborating. And we just kept doing shows. We kept getting booked for big shows. We got booked for Dilla Day. And from there, man, we just dropped another project, which was Lab Work. Just kept going, getting booked for shows, man. We kind of slowly got our props up, man. People started knowing Sun&La as the group. So, yeah, man, I mean, I can go on about, what we did, but, we had a lot more we was still to accomplish, man. So this is a real big loss for me.
I feel you, man. Yeah, it just happened way too soon.
Yeah, man.
Way too soon.
Way too soon, man. And it was, it just hit me. We had just did our last show actually right up the street here in St. Paul at 12 Eyes Brewery. Okay. Which was really dope, man. And I think that was what we needed to just get back on stage after a little hiatus and just to connect. And it was beautiful, man. And I'm gonna miss rocking the stage with him, man. It ain't gonna be the same, man. Yeah.
Word. Well, hey, thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, I'm not about to make you say more than you want to.
Man, I could go on.
It's obviously very, very tough.
Yeah, man, I can go on for days about my man Sun Chi, man. But I'ma just take part in this celebration, man, and get the vibe going. So
yes, sir.
Y'all can hear the vibe, man. My man Sun Chi's in the house, man. He's alive, man. He lives,
right,
man.
Right.
So shout out, Uncle, man. This is love, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Word up. Thank you so much for spending just a little bit of time.
Yeah, sharing, love, man. I'm glad you guys came out and were a part of this, man. And Sun definitely respected you. He loved your work, man. Trust me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We built about it, man.
That's dope. Yeah, man. I mean, me and him had so many plans as well.
Yeah.
And now it's never gonna happen, and it's just like this missing void that's just like what could have been.
Right.
Especially because we both were in that boom bap kind of lane.
Oh yeah.
So it was about to merge the super pop.
Yeah. That's why your name would be brought up a lot, because Sun would tell me who he liked and what he wasn't feeling, man. So he didn't bite his tongue on that. He would tell me like, I don't like like, you know, he'll give me that, you know what I'm saying? Once I hear that, I know it's time to change something or do something, you know, and that's what I like, man. I'm gonna miss that, you know, I need that. So anything that you do, that I do, man, you said you didn't get a chance to work with him, but just whatever you do in the future, man, just make sure you got that kid in your heart, man, and he's definitely in mind. So I'm gonna keep Sun&La rocking forever.
Yeah, man. T.La Shawn, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
One love, brother. Thank you.
All right.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life.
Hypervigilant, war zone mentality. Stay belligerent, assault and batteries. Obituary wallpaper, fuck the law major. We know you all hate us, all neighbor, fault nature. Stay razor light, saber light, beam laser. Predators on every corner taking lifesavers. Riding waves, surfboarding on Apollo dough. Kicking the door, John Doe did in a condo. Gun in a console within the car door. Family too shook, the console. Speak no convo. My outlook, grim tragedy, the worst demeanor. The night air filled with villains feeling over eager. Innocence smelling sweet like frankincense. Leaving the earth in 14 return essence. Curse a blessing, lesson or message. Survival deep embedded, devils beheaded.
The night speaks, bodies covered in white sheets. Eyes closed, got exposed to these cold streets. The block's hot cause the cops, they just roll deep. While you in your dreams, they out here cause they don't sleep. The night speaks, bodies covered in white sheets. Eyes closed, got exposed to these cold streets. The block's hot cause the cops, they just roll deep. While you in your dreams, they out here cause they don't sleep. They don't sleep. Nah, they don't sleep. The moon gazes on new faces, OD with those shoelaces tied around their arms like new bracelets. Teenage runaways, been gone 100 days, and when she returned home, she's skinny and underweight. Her mom watches her son and she underpaid, and she still never come to pick him up to play. She gotta meet a trick and beat his dick just to get more dope to keep from being sick. It's more crazy than Lake Street in the 80s. Late at night, you fuck around and see a little baby on the corner, straight diapers on, wanna hype just like his mom, and that's the type that don't live life as long. Doomed since he was out of the womb. The only thing he learned was how to burn boy out of a spoon. And now he's an older man. He just stole a van. His fingertips is black from smoking crack out of a soda can. Now he want a hologram down at the trap spot, but got shot because the dealer never showed his hand. The night speaks, bodies covered in white sheets. Eyes closed, got exposed to these cold streets. The block's hot cause the cops, they just roll deep. While you in your dreams, they out here cause they don't sleep. The night speaks, bodies covered in white sheets. Eyes closed, got exposed to these cold streets. The block's hot cause the cops, they just roll deep. While you in your dreams, they out here cause they don't sleep. They don't sleep. Nah, they don't sleep.
When all the world is saying they're dreaming, I walk the shadow. When all the world is saying they're dreaming, I walk the shadow. Late at night.
In survival mode, I ride alone. Watch how the cycles go. Cold world, 5 below. All of us some kind of broke. Still on the stroll, she's some kind of hoe. Up in smoke where your life could go if you decline to grow. Lot of broken souls, dying hopes. A line on dope. I accept things out of my control. I'm trying to fuck the law. Peace to those that they inflicted violence on. I'ma tour the world with no advance or other kind of loan. Got plans if they pan out. Only time will show. Couple grand, got them clapped out. It was time to go. Riding past spots from the past, so I'm driving slow. Hit the gas station for some raps. I'm trying to smoke. Eyes closed, but I see straight. Late night in the cold off of East Lake. Not a lot changed, but how the tree tastes. Roll one out each eighth. If we from the same place, we'd relate. And we work hard, so we need breaks. They ain't here no more, they tried to escape.
The night speaks, bodies covered in white sheets. Eyes closed, got exposed to these cold streets. The block's hot cause the cops, they just roll deep. While you in your dreams, they out here cause they don't sleep. The night speaks, bodies covered in white sheets. Eyes closed, got exposed to these cold streets. The block's hot cause the cops, they just roll deep. While you in your dreams, they out here cause they don't sleep. They don't sleep. Nah, they don't sleep.
Yeah, that was The Night Speaks, Sun&La, off of their project Lab Work. That was featuring I Self Devine and Manny Phesto. So, Sun Chi produced that beat. He was a very talented producer. I mean, he was just an overall creative spirit. Being in the gallery tonight and just seeing his art fully blossomed was beautiful. But so up next, we have DisputeOne of 1+1, Grassroots, My Brother's Keeper, Zulu Union. He was nice enough to share some of his thoughts and feelings on Sun Chi Som. All right, we're sitting here with DisputeOne, remembering Sun Chi Som. Why don't you go ahead and just say a few words about him?
Yo, no doubt, man, no doubt. I'm mesmerized right now, man. I'm kind of lost for words with the drum session going on and everybody feeling the energy. I mean, it's something, man. Sun was a beautiful man. I mean, like inside and out. You could feel that energy when you saw him at an event, when you just saw him on the up and up, walking around. He was just cool, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to really define people like that because it takes a real long time for you to say that dude was cool and have 1,001 stories. But he was the type of cat you didn't need to know him. You could just see him in a room and he acknowledged you just because you were in the room. And that type of shit was the same thing that Sesame was on. And you know me, I go all the way back to the origins of hip-hop here, and the only other person I felt that kind of energy with was Ses. Like every time I saw Ses, positive words, positive energy, positive outlook. Like he could have probably had the worst day, but you would never know because he was always giving you something positive. Same thing with Sun, and it was just a mirror image, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing. I didn't get to spend enough time with him like I didn't get to spend enough time with Ses. And so here we are celebrating someone that should be celebrated, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like they say, you gotta give your roses to the people when they're alive, not when they're dead. Exactly. So acknowledge anyone and everyone around you. My bad. Kinda tearing up.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
But you know what it is? Acknowledge people.
Yeah, man.
Enough said.
Life is short.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you, DisputeOne. Appreciate that.
No doubt, man.
I'll let you get back to the celebration.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
What up, T-Lie, baby?
Yo, what's good, Martyr?
It's the remix, cousin.
Yo, you already know.
I showboat. She had a gold throat. On acid, might pitch a no-no. Pitch better than a coach throw. My shit is cultural. I so dope, I didn't go to school. Gotta shock the world for him to notice you. Don't die is the golden rule. Nighttime or the sunshine. I'll hit you with a cut like just 9. Bumbleclot. We cruise around the lake getting chopped. It's the Lake Street shop. When the beat drop, the fiends eavesdrop. But it's hard to reach my spot at the treetop. You can't just jump. Heard you got the juice, you just plump. Flavor of the month. See LaShawn tear these dudes up. And when the sun make the beat, then it's heat. See things for what they really are and not what they appear to be.
Cause when the sun's out, them guns out. And that goes for the north side and them guns out. Hitting a blunt till I cough a lung out. Hitting a blunt till I cough a lung out. Chilling in a mansion, all women maids. Swimming in the pool, sipping on lemonade. The sun's out, so this day I got on Prada shades. Plotting to get paid in all kind of ways. My closet got all kind of J's. My girl tanning, getting all kind of rays. Words, it's one of those kind of days when you hit your mans up like you trying to blaze. We'll put it in the air then. Now it's in our head like a hairpin. Drop the kick and leave the snare in. Now let it ride smooth like McLaren's. Can't go on Bruce Aaron's. You drop some new shit, but who's caring? I got you fools staring. With no shades on, this remix is way bomb. Cause when the sun's out, them guns out. And that goes for the north side and them guns out. Hitting a blunt till I cough a lung out. Hitting a blunt till I cough a lung out.
Yeah, that was Shades On Part 2 featuring Mike the Martyr off of Sun&La Presents Lab Work. So up next, we have Neil Taylor of True Headz Clothing. He was one of the prominent figures in bringing Grandmaster Caz to the Nomad for that memorable night that we got to open up for one of the biggest legends in hip-hop culture. So here's Neil. All right, I'm sitting here with Neil Taylor of True Headz Clothing. We're celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som here. Why don't you go ahead and just say a few words about him?
I first met Sun Chi at one of the Dilla Days beat battles back in, I want to say 2016, maybe 2017, but he was one of the competitors. Straight away, just seeing this guy up on stage with his equipment and his own logo on his t-shirt, hearing the music coming out of him, seeing his confidence, seeing the way he was responding to the crowd, everything about this man said, yeah, you need to get to know him. That was the first time I set eyes on him. He was really open, he was just welcoming. Clearly knew what he was doing, and he's so talented. And his music with Tila Shawn is just hands down some of my very favourite music anyway. I've been listening to it on repeat, just trying to soak myself, just get doused in some sunshine. The kid, a beautiful spirit, loving, giving, humble, like, in spite of his talent, he was like never bragging about himself. He just wanted to see other people come up. He was always supportive of everyone around him. Just hearing all the stories today, and since his passing, everyone coming out about, this special moment that he helped me out. He would go out of his way to help anyone around him. It didn't matter what he was going through. Sam, Sun Chi, the kid, whatever you want to call him, whatever you knew him as, and you probably knew him as many things. He's not going to fade away. He's passing love and humility and humanity through his music, through anyone that knew him. It came through, it shone through. That's why we call him the sun. He shines like one.
Word up. Yo, if you want to stop there, that's perfectly fine, man. Cool. All right. Gonna let you get back to the celebration. We're celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som in St. Paul at the Lowertown. We're here at the show gallery off of Sibley. We got T-Law Shawn up on the microphone right now. They're having a drum circle. A lot of beautiful people, a lot of beautiful spirits are in the room. We have his family from all over the country with us. It's still not easy to believe that he's gone. It's hard to believe. Seeing these photos and seeing the art, and just can't believe it.
It only takes 40 seconds to walk up to 40 seconds.
Where I came up, Southside mini app, mom raised us. From the Metrodome to US Bank Stadium. Not a better home in any other radius. Shout out my fam on the east side of St. Paul. And over north, it's the Twin City thing, y'all. Long Joe, Cherry Sky, SP style. Ran the city since y'all was 3 feet tall. OGs, trendsetters, that's an understatement. Bright lights, big city came from the basement. 38 Lake Street, cross Franklin Ave. Every block over south, I've been checking bags. It's the mayor of the app, never question that. They smell us when we come through, like where the session at. Progression, no question, been a blessing, fam. Go getter, no less, every mission's planned.
Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Gotta keep it 100, don't come with that fuck shit. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Gotta keep it 100, don't come with that fuck shit.
Up on 42nd, we at Bill's Garden. Yeah, kid just ate, but I'm still starving. Word, but let's go to Benny Hanna's. I smoke plenty lala, still won't falls like Benny Hanna. 10,000 lakes, we got plenty water. Moving purple through the state, call me Asiata. Ain't nothing sweet over south, ain't no pinata. But get beat with a bat, watch where you keep your dollars. Get your beats took, it's a lot of thieves and robbers. That's why in these streets it's a lot of beef and drama. With man crews over at Flag Foods, where you see first 48 and Mad News. Feinstein and interviews from Tom Lydon. Them shots from that Glock 9 and your mom's hiding under the blanket. Southside ain't nothing to play with. Gotta keep it 100, don't come with that fake shit.
It only takes 40 seconds to walk up to 40 seconds.
That's a long dose, long dose, long dose. Word to Tony Bones.
You never kill my vision, chills given, which is still the ism. Whether you like it or not, it's capitalism. Material driven, imperialism. Cadillac pawn, they got it going on. Keep my brand new shiny Gotti emblem. Ice riddle within, ill intent, scribble with pens. I inspire with gems. Bringing life like seeing microscopic germs through a microscopic lens. 4 dudes outside, everybody's not your friend or your kin. They see you ballin', rather see me falling. Smirks on their faces, hidden hatred, so I kill them with success. No, I'm blessed, and I share it with the best of them. Small circle in my personal, my arsenal is versatile. Loaded cartridge, find a target. Einstein mind, refine my design, flying carpet. Cook it up from the local farmer's market. Little grocery uptown where they hook it up. The best heroes, your neighborhood hero, Tony Bones. I put them on, show them that being broken, the south side is only an option. And if they paid attention, they still on it poppin'.
Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Gotta keep it 100, don't come with that fuck shit. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Southside ain't nothing to fuck with. Gotta keep it 100, don't come with that fuck shit.
Yeah, man, what's good, man? What the fuck, man?
42nd Street.
Southside, man, Chicago, man.
All my cats on Lake Street. Nicollet Avenue, uptown. Downtown. It's the Southside thing, you already know. What up, Jazzy?
You know what I'm saying?
Greens.
Especially cutting the scene, baby.
Chair Jordan. Yeah.
Or Deuce, baby.
Yeah, that was 42nd featuring Big Wiz and Tony Bones, Long Doe in the building. So Big Wiz was actually in attendance tonight, and he was also nice enough to sit down and just share a couple of moments and stories and memories about Sun. So without further ado, here's Big Wiz. All right, we're sitting here with Big Wiz.
Yo.
Celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som.
Yes, man. Rest in peace to my brother, Sun.
Go ahead and say some words, man.
I just want to say I go back to like 2005 with Sun Chi. Me and my business partner, Tony Bones, Long Doe Records, we started a label back in 2002. Released our first album 2005, and we did First Avenue Main Room, which was like catastrophic to any artist. If you're from Minnesota, to get on that main room is kind of a goal for all of us.
Right.
So we did everything planned, got stickers, had the CDs printed, got some t-shirts done. We had AG from Digging in the Crates as our headliner. We brought him in town.
Yeah.
Everything else was put together except we didn't have a cameraman. We didn't think of that back then, 2005 social media, the whole vibe wasn't that, but so we still did our thing. We rocked the stage, killed it. It was a packed house. Get off stage, this guy comes up to me I've never seen before, this hip-hop b-boy, just, you could tell he was in the right place. He tapped me on my shoulder, he goes, hey man, I filmed your whole set tonight, and I'm gonna get you a DVD by the end of the week. And I thought, okay, whatever, and by the end of the week, he contacted me through DJ D-Mill, and they got us a DVD and it was one of the most professional DVDs. It had a intro on it and all that shit, and that was 2005, and ever since then, fast forward to today, I did back in 2012 then, I did an art and fashion show called Gravity, and Sun ended up being one of the main visual artists involved, and just took it seriously, and then he built a relationship with myself and Tila Shawn throughout the years, and I just got nothing but great things to say about him. He was a super dope creative in all aspects. I mean, he could rhyme, he was a great visual artist, he was a great producer, he just touched everyone he came with, and he was definitely a huge asset to our community here in Minnesota. The Twin Cities will not be the same. He shined a light on us that was so vivid and so bright, and I don't know anyone that came in his passing that can say something negative about Sam.
Right.
Because he was so positive and just building with everyone and reaching out, and I just feel blessed to have been able to work with him and build and vibe and work on his production, and I have 10 pieces of visual art on my wall to this day, and yeah, I could go on and on for hours, man, but I just wanted to leave that story. I have plenty of stories, and throughout the years, I'll tell those, but we love you, Sam. We will always love you. We're gonna do everything in memory of you. I know you're right here with us today. Just thank you for your beautiful presence, man. It's your boy Wiz. Love you. I'm out.
All right, man. Thank you, Big Wiz.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man.
Woman is crazy, and she hit me with a fucking smoothie in the head.
What are you talking about? A smooth, like a drink or something?
Then I made myself a smoothie.
I'm gonna make smoothies every morning because it's a really good way to kick off your morning, and it's really good for your health.
First you get your favorite fruit, then you chop them up just like your favorite loop. Word. Then you throw it all in a blender. A NutriBullet, maybe a ninja. Super feeling like an Avenger. It's a battle cat shit, no more cringer. Spice it up with a ting of ginger and some kale, add that as well. What else is fire? Mango and papaya, some blended crushed ice and some fresh apple cider. That's if you ask me. A little bit of flaxseed and some boost will have you moving fast speed. On the south side, on the greenway, more energy than Hennessy and E&J. Yeah, it's cool to drink it blow green, but on some real shit, don't forget your proteins.
My drink overflow, that's the cup of life. Yeah, I need smoothies in my life,
we
man.
making smoothies, y'all.
I said, my drink overflow, that's the cup of life. Yeah, I need smoothies in my life, man. Love the almond milk, yeah, I know myself. Blueberries with bananas from the shelf. Chia seed, if you know what I mean. Let's be honest, you gotta get the probiotic juice. Mix it all up, what it do? Pour it in the cup, I got the potion. Blue. Screws loose on the blender, sent the chopper spinning. I had to duck, I had to get out the way. But anyway, that's on your highness. Back to my smoothies. Sometimes I have smoothies while I watch movies. Other times I like to drink them while I'm thinking of a way to end the opposition. What's missing? Kale, yogurt, oats, ginger, tomatoes, carrots, beets, sugar. Yeah, I like to do the most. When you have no fear, your taste buds get cold. Yeah, my drink overflow, that's the cup of life. Yeah, I need smoothies in my life,
we
man.
making smoothies, y'all.
I said, my drink overflow, that's the cup of life. I need smoothies in my life, man.
I'll illustrate the image. 1997 on a visit. Got a girlfriend in Oregon. First time I saw the ocean when we were in the grocery store. There were two brands behind the cooler door. She said Odd while I had corporate drama. Though Genesis juice, mom and pop bottled it. I just swallowed it. I didn't get into the politics. Came home and told the homies in the Northwest they sell liquid fruit. Built like a milkshake, thicker than juice. It tastes like gold, 16-ounce alchemy. These knucklehead homies were clowning me, saying I was funny style hanging with hippie chicks. Decades later, everybody's drinking it.
My drink overflow, that's the cup of life. Yeah, I need smoothies in my life,
we
man.
making smoothies, y'all.
I said, my drink overflow, that's the cup of life. I need smoothies in my life, man.
Going over there to have an appointment with this female, and this lady came out of nowhere and brained me with a smoothie. I'm so stupid.
Yeah. Organized Grind, the podcast. We are remembering the life and legacy of Sun Chi Som. Up next, we have Teddy Grimes. He sat down and remembered some special moments of getting to film some Sun&La and just some overall good memories. So here's Teddy.
Peace, man. This Teddy Grimes, man, reporting from, Lowertown. We over here making it happen, man. Some words, man. I just seen a video that I made for Sun Chi and Shawn a few years back, you know what I'm saying? So, like, even for the fact that they hit me up to do that, to capture that piece of history, it's pretty fly in a lot of different ways, He was like, yo, I don't, it was like a barter situation. So he was like, I'm gonna give you some paintings, and cut and edit this video. It was like a live performance, essentially. I'm like, yeah, man, it's good, that was when I was still coming up, and I'm still coming up now, but that was still from the kind of the beginning of my still messing around with videos, editing and stuff like that. So it was cool to get that, to get it done, to do it.
What song was that for?
It wasn't for a song specifically. It was more like a recap of the event, essentially, in a way. So, like, originally, like, usually how I do recaps is, like, film everything and then put a different song in the background. But then I did that, and then they were like, no, we want the live audio. So, like, I figured out a way to cut the live audio, even though it wasn't consecutive. It wasn't, like, all the way through. Like, it made sense in the order, but it wasn't like a full song all the way through. It was like different pieces of audio, which was kind of a challenge in a way, to cut different pieces of audio and make it sound cohesive and in one line, you know what I mean? But I cut it and I made it happen in a way that they wanted to, which was tight, because it was like a challenge for me too.
Yeah, man, that's dope.
So seeing that, I'm thankful, man. And then when he came with the paintings, he gave me an original Biggie that he did, and he gave me original Bob Marley that he did. And so, like, he gave me 2 original paintings for this video, and I'm just like, man, he blessed me, man. So now I'm able to have that in my collection and keep that forever, and post it up in memory of him. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So it's a blessing, man. It's crazy, just like even video work in general, to be able to capture that and like have it forever. Because you have your memories, but they're not ever exactly the same as how it was. But if you have a video, you have a photo of the thing, that memory is never going to change, because it's always going to stay the same. So that's a blessing, man. And
that's right.
Sun Chi was a Sun Chi Som, man. He was a blessing to this earth. So
I still am having trouble just believing that he's gone. Like, it doesn't feel like he's gone yet.
No, don't. That's how it always happens, man. That's how it always happens. But this, it's part of the process and part of the mourning and the grieving. Being able to come and celebrate something like this with all his family and his friends and everything like that. So it's a blessing, man. I'm thankful to be here.
Cool. Well, thank you for spending a moment to just share some vibes and everything about Sun Chi, and
it's all good. It's all love.
That,
I couldn't walk away without doing it, so
word up.
I had to make it happen.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much.
Appreciate you, my G.
This the rebirth. Damn, this track is dope. Need a T-verse. It's getting hot in here.
Appreciate you, my G.
Throw on a T-shirt, your peace, Earth. For real, you my sun goddess. You're hot as the sun in August. You're flawless. My warrior princess, Lucy Lawless. My jaw hits the floor when I watch you walk through the door. They say it's a man's world, now girl, this world is yours. And I never would dog you like I walked on all fours. Yo, I adore me more. Let's escape to paradise, to a sandy beach offshore. Watch your sunbathing, this fly is annihilating. You my brown sugar, the one that I've been craving. Netflix and chill in the bed while we laying, but we always wake up to the movie still playing. With the sun shining right in my face. When I'm not talking outside, she laying right in my place. The sun goddess.
Take time, yeah, it just takes time. Take what's mine. Take mine, I'ma take what's mine. All my life, I need you all my life. I'm about to blow your mind.
You as beautiful as the night skies covered in astrology. I see the goddess in you, you see the God in me. I can't wait to get home to give you all of me. You're the only one, cause I believe in monogamy. The radiation of your spirit is seventh heaven, euphoria bliss when I feel it. Your shine is photogenic, pumping by, juice sipping chai. The vibe is so poetic as we have mind sex. Your mental state I penetrate with intellect, making your soul climax. The woman that I want to marry, you define that. Such a classic lady, let's have a baby, travel the world and create memories to dwell on. When we're 80 we connect, the Nile and the river Euphrates. Like Elder Barge, all this love is waiting for you. That means all my life I stay patient for you, cause I wanna be the best husband ever created. You are the one forever, my lady. Love.
Take my time. Take time, yeah, it just takes time. Take what's mine. Take mine, I'ma take what's mine. All my life I need you all my life. I'm about to blow your mind. And all it takes, and all it takes, and all it takes, and all it takes.
That was Sun&La featuring Nathan, Ejuwa, and Niles off of Sun&La Presents Lab Work. So Niles was also in attendance tonight. He was able to sit down, also share some memories, some good vibrations for Sun. And he also was nice enough to share a verse as well. So that is gonna follow immediately after Niles speaks here. So here's Niles. All right, we're celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som. I'm sitting here with Niles from the Twin Cities here. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and just share a memory or a story that you have of Sun?
For sure. What's up? My name is Niles. I'm the founder of the Avant-Garde LLC and teacher of hip-hop history and the arts youth artist development program. I met Sun Chi when I was hosting the Poets Groove open mic at the Blue Now. He came in and did some of the best poetry I ever heard, a cappella, straight from the heart. He really brought everybody into his vibe. And then as time went on, I found out that he did visual art and made beats. So I connected with him on a Renaissance man level. And all of the people who I ever looked up to were diverse people who were very, very talented in different lanes and avenues. But not just talented, but who used it for good, who used it to bring light, who used it to bring understanding. And Sun Chi is part of that tribe, you know, and his name, Sun, you know, it reminds me of just brightness. And then Chi means being leveled, means being relaxed, calm, composed, and moving forward. So to have that name, too, it's just like, it's legendary. So I was featured on Tila Shawn and Sun Chi's Sun&La album. It's a song called Sun Goddess. And we made a video for it in St. Anthony, Maine. It's out right now online. It was shot actually 2 years ago. But it's timeless because of the energy and time that Sun put into the beat. When I made the verse, I ran it by Sun and I wanted his honest opinion. And the thing I loved about him was his honesty. I love when somebody tells me you could do better.
Right.
And that's what he said. He said, bro, you can go harder. I was like, and from then on, we were like super cool. You know, it's that one, and you spit. You know, it's that one person exactly. When you rap, you run it by somebody like, what do you think? He was my what do you think cat.
He was, I mean, he was a straight shooter.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, and just a heart of gold, like just real, super down to earth, like the example of what a human being should be. And seeing him and Tila Shawn in a group was incredible because I love seeing people of different cultures working together.
That's right.
I think that's what life is about. I mean, we're all sharing this planet together.
That's right.
And I just wonder, why are we violent? Why are we so treacherous toward each other when it's utopian when we're able to get along, connect, and blend? because we're all human. So seeing Sun Chi, you know, a Caucasian man, and Shawn, you know, a man of African descent, come together, to me, that's like a personification of what life is supposed to be. So I'm gonna miss him, man. He was an incredible spirit, man, for real. He bought my album. I met him at Phesto. He wanted to buy it, you know, and he inboxed me that same night. Said he heard it all the way through and was just, who does that, bro?
Right.
Like, no, seriously. Like,
that's nice, yeah, man.
People buy it and it's like, you know, they'll get to it when they get to it. He just has so much empathy. And I'm glad I was able to just really connect with him, you know? Like, for real. Like, that was my homie. I'm glad I was featured on the album because that's a part of his legacy.
Yeah.
You know, the video, it has his name at the end. So I was there, and I'm just, man, I'm gonna miss that brother, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you for sharing that with us. And
yeah, thank you for putting this on too,
of
man.
Course,
you know?
of course. The memory of Sun Chi Som, man.
Yeah, Sun Chi forever.
Yeah.
All right.
Some sped fast and they crashed with disaster. Some lived the street life, saw death and was spared by God. Now they're a pastor. I passed up the fast lane. I could have had mad deals in the black range with the cash rain, cause I trapped in the rap game. But I would have lived a lie. I wanna be known for the better things in life. If I have fame, I'm on a quest to fulfill the best of my will, making checks that say nothing less than a mill. But if I have to change me, then I'd rather be broke, because my self-respect is for real. Regrets and tears, but I'm not going back no more. Anxieties and fears, they will not hold me back no more. I have a light, I've been holding it. It's time for me to let it glow. I will not go my whole life without letting the genius in me show. The time is now, you will be great. The time is now, it's not too late. Don't let the locusts drain on your focus. In the city they are robust, so it's no trust. I'm a soloist, introvert with the loners. If you have plans to do evil, don't approach us. But if you're treating yourself wrong, then your reflection is a hellspawn. And you know better, you should know better, because you're a king from cold weather. I know that you're trying to start your car up in cold weather, but you gotta warm your engine up first. Rest in peace to Lowertown Sue. She was my mother, the seventh wonder, the empress of outer space. I can't believe she vanished without a trace. I still read the old letters that she used to send me, her roots within me, the truth. If everybody had her level of love, the world would be like Eve never ate the forbidden fruit. Regrets and tears, but I'm not going back no more. Anxieties and fears, they will not hold me back no more. I have a light, I've been holding it. It's time for me to let it glow. I will not go my whole life without letting the genius in me show. The time is now, you will be great. The time is now, it's not too late. I'm going after my passion. No fear, no looking back, no relax, no relaxing. Staying on task with my action. The devil forfeited, pounded the floor, asked what happened. The hip-hop went from doing backspins to the cornball. Through the video, the train onto a trigger down the company. And you could be the one to see your dreams on board to a max. Just imagine. Release the stress and redirect. You gotta defeat the hacks and decompress. You gotta believe you're blessed to be the best. Defeat depression, dreams in your deepest rest. You gotta bring them to life. Don't wait till your will's written. Be a legend while you're still living. Let the whole world know your name. And for the rest of the world's existence, you'll remain. Regrets and tears, clap, 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 clap. But I'm not going back no more. Anxieties and fears, they will not hold me back no more. I have a light, I've been holding it. It's time for me to let it glow. I will not go my
Thank you very much, y'all. Rest in peace to Sun Chi Som. The man carrying on the legacy forever. He's an incredible soul, and I'm gonna miss him. Have a good night.
I want to be the sun, sun, sun.
So now it's cool to bite, take, or mimic, imitate. No incentive to fresh bake, music's that exquisite. Y'all garden snakes, I see how you slither through the matrix. No spine and faceless, so what Bronson did to Ghost is tasteless. But what Ghost gave to the rap game is greatness. Faces jack, with smoke your aces, your hand is whack. I ran to Boston on them like LG, back to the basics. Every 3 words treacherous. Kumo P, with OC, jewels in these messages. This culture's my inner, I live it so it's effortless. Pose a pillar and lyricism, I grab your neck and twist head spinning. The style is vomit, this is an exorcism. This is cast out, this whack raps. T.I. Po, Distrakt with boom bap, that.
Damn, UFC sound chemical. We the pinnacle, this hip-hop shit, if you didn't know. We been going for a while, it's been a minute, yo. But now we back and we cooking up the chemical. Damn, UFC sound chemical. We the pinnacle, this hip-hop shit, if you didn't know. We been going for a while, it's been a minute, yo. But now we back and we cooking up the chemical.
Don't get mad when I bag your dingbats. Make things clap from cheeks to clean gags. Don't lift a finger, ring, snap, stay in your raps while I'm in the back counting the stacks. Want it like a photograph thumbtack. Move swiftly, no witness the yakety yak. Sun Chi on the track, chain react. Chemical phlegm, spit that corrosive crud. Money bags, log after every dub. From mud to sparkling suds, shorty rubs. Surviving the game, or streets reading your brain. Stay in your lane, focus frame. We got spectacular aim. Leave the mic in the flame, leaving nothing for lames. Dookie stains in your drawers, pat your face with a gauze. Should've known better when you claimed you had bars. Catch these scars for being so typical.
Damn, UFC sound chemical. We the pinnacle, this hip-hop shit, if you didn't know. We been going for a while, it's been a minute, yo. But now we back and we cooking up the chemical. Damn, UFC sound chemical. We the pinnacle, this hip-hop shit, if you didn't know. We been going for a while, it's been a minute, yo. But now we back and we cooking up the chemical. Came a bunch of crates in the Nicki garage. It was more wax than a fake Barbie, Nicki Minaj. My man got out of jail, he said, give me a job. But the only work he wanted was a 50 a hard. Sun&La, baby. Yeah, this is the squad. We like a basketball team and my position is guard. But I ain't dishing the ball, I'm just spitting some bars that sound blessed like some shit written from God. I'll take you on a ride without sitting in cars. Rhyme travel, now let's take a visit to Mars. You wanna get high, we're gonna split a cigar. I got some piff, but gotta keep that shit in a jar. It'll make you cough like golf, I'm hitting the bar. I'm on my greens, I probably have something different tomorrow. I got you haters mad, I know I'm pissing you off. And that bullshit you spit, I don't listen at all, nah.
Yeah, that was Chemical featuring Prince Po and Distrakt off of Sun&La Presents Lab Work. Ken C was in the building. He sat down, shared his memories. So here's Ken. All right, we're celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som here. I'm sitting with Ken C, Kendrick Cole.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. How you doing, Orikal?
Yeah, doing all right, man. We're celebrating. I'm all cried out from the day that he passed.
Yeah.
But it's just beautiful to be here.
It was shocking, bro.
So why don't you say a couple of words about your memories of Sun Chi?
Sun Chi, man. Som was I don't know. He was more than a peer. Cause you know how you have like, you know, people get that word peers confused with friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? That's what people get it confused in the game when they say peers and friends. That's what you have in this game, in this hip hop thing that we love is peers more than friends. Right. That's why they say ain't no friends in this thing. And that's true. Until you come up into a peer that happens to, you know what I'm saying, connect with you on a spiritual level. You know what I mean? They connect with you, they connect with your energy, and Som was one of those guys, though.
Right.
And my memory of him, with that being said, St. Paul, man, like, we had that in common. Of course, the music we have in common, but I never knew that he would be the type of guy that would just like hit you up out of nowhere and be like, brother, are you okay? Hey man, what you doing out here? Hey man, I heard nobody out. I see you out here. You know, you looking at a guy that was homeless, that he had nowhere to go. I'm out here Facebook posting things and da. He's over here like, yo man, I'm checking you out, bro. Why nobody ain't hitting you up, man? I mean, you can't see, man. Like, I don't care about all that. Like, he don't care. He's like, well, I want to help. He ain't got. He's kind of messed up himself. Nobody don't know like Som's life like that.
Yeah.
So for him to come out of nowhere and help a peer, see, that's the word again, peer.
Right.
As a friend, like, yo, man, get up out the street, man. It's raining out here, man. You ain't got nowhere to go, bro. Come over here, man. I got somewhere for you to go. But he didn't have nowhere for me to go. And those type of people, you have to like stick around and make friends and make a brother from them. You know what I mean? Because those things that family do, man. That's some. I can't. I'm choked up because. Time and time, this dude would just come out of nowhere and just ask me if am I okay? Yeah. We're peers, bro.
Right.
Nobody don't do that in the rap game. They want to ask you for beats and a verse or what put me on the show, put me on a flyer or something. This guy, hey, how you doing? Man, is you doing all right, man? Hey, you had a bad day, man. You can come talk to me today, man. I ain't doing nothing. Like, that's the type of people that I resonate with and relate to.
Yeah.
So, rest in peace, son, man. Like, I don't know. It's funny, man. He gave me a track that I haven't even released yet to the people to hear that he done for me. You know, I got production from this man, and you know they'll get to hear it soon. But I'm choked up on the situation. I saw the post from T.La Shawn and I cried, man. Like, yo, T.La I know he messed up about it. Right. Condolences to his family, condolences to, you know, all his peoples, all the people that he touched, all the people that he, you know what I'm saying, connected with, spiritually energized, man. He was full of love. He'll definitely tell you about yourself. I done seen it.
That's right.
I did. Look, we done had some little arguments too, but it was some great arguments that I was like, man, I know this guy.
Yeah.
You know those type of arguments where you argue with the dude, you probably won't even talk to him for months. No, this is an argument. I go hit him up after we get off the phone, man. That was some bullshit, man. That was that type of thing, you know, cause like brothers.
Right.
So he treated me like a brother, and I saluted him like a brother. So with that passing, man, that was just shocking, man, because we truly lost a brother, man.
That's right.
For real.
Well, word up, man. Well, thank you for your time, Ken C.
Heard that.
We're gonna, I think we're gonna be wrapping up here soon, so I'm gonna try to get a couple more people.
Everybody, can you believe how many people up here?
It's beautiful, man. It's truly
all this
beautiful.
Art, all
the spirit
this,
is nice.
All these drums, all this food.
For sure.
Love. Man, shout out to the podcast, man. Shout out to, man, Sun&La forever.
That's right.
Man, St. Paul. Man, we lost a true one. Let's keep his name alive though. Sun Chi Som.
It's that Louudpack, yeah, that loud sack. Room full of clouds, what you know about that? Everybody get loud, where the crowd at? You think you smoke more than us, I highly doubt that. Room full of clouds, get high off the contact. It's kinda hard to see, hope your eyes got contact. I'm with my comrade, party at his mom's flat. Just don't break nothing, that'll make his mom's mad. Instantly turn this house to a dispensary. We taking dab hits, I'm on it all cause I ain't have shit. Living a nightmare, but now I'm blue dreaming. This weed so loud, you'll be like, who's screaming? The true meaning of some smokers, y'all some jokers acting like you can hang, but be on the couch like Oprah. This shit is for my all-nighters that like to blaze all night and day. Now let me see your lighters, light them up, pointed at the cherry sky, and everybody make some noise if you're very high. Welcome to the smoke out, we got every kind. Damn, this room is full of smoke, my eyes are very blind. It's that Louudpack, yeah, that loud sack. Room
full of clouds, what you know about that? Everybody get loud, where the crowd at? You think you smoke more than us, I highly doubt that.
I keep the green on knock like some type of bank. Plus a dank, gas in the tank, roll up and out they get the cake. Purple with the dragon, he said I'm a fire breather. Pimpin' need the stamp though like I'm a pair of old speakers. Touring up and faded similar to my sneakers. Chief and keep more than so while I'm pouring beakers. Kush fiend, wax god, ocean preacher. Graduated bleacher, skybox, I'm Nancy Reaper. Purple culture, gold crumble for that breaking stream. You a spring steady, I'm at the bar sipping purple rain. You be checked by my side, rolling different strains. Flush berry, red train, high as fuck, I'm getting brain. The Kush father, I am the THC guy. Don't like the smell of smoke, well then poof, bitch, be gone. Cause rolling up these ounces is spitting flows, is what we on. Not looking for a buzz, get hyped to infinity beyond.
It's that loud pack, yeah, that loud sack. Room full of clouds, what you know about that? Everybody get loud, where the crowd at? You think you smoke more than us, I highly doubt that.
Yeah, we stuff blunts like a burrito. Your little joint looks like a needle. Yeah, I need a swish like I'm setting at the free throw. You need a new bitch, look like Danny DeVito. Her pussy smell like Cheetos, sitting on your homie's lap. But when I pull this tree out, she gon' learn how to act. Yeah, the Louudpack, baby, you about that? This gonna have us naked in the bathroom in my mouse. Your man is just a house cat. Feline. His little joints are skinny like a dope fiend running wild. Me, my blunts are fatter than the people up in Golden Corral. Yeah, and you might never understand how you could get this high. It's like I'm never gonna land. When the room turns to cartoons, call it the Space Jam. And you might have physical fitness, but when you hit this blunt, you gon' be coughing like some bitches.
It's that loud pack, yeah, that loud sack. Room full of clouds, what you know about that? Everybody get loud, where the crowd at? You think you smoke more than us, I highly doubt that.
Yeah. That was Louudpack featuring Will Robinson and the Emotional Pimp. Now, the next person I had met for the first time tonight, actually the next two people that are about to round out the segments here, I had met for the first time tonight, and it was very nice to get to know them and hear their stories. So the first person, the person up next that you're about to hear, his name is Aron Tafoya. Very much into drums, the healing power of drums. So without further ado, here is Aron Tafoya. All right, we are celebrating the life of Sun Chi Som here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself and share a story or just some good vibes about Sun?
Well, my name is Aron Tafoya, founder of Empower Percussion. My story with Sam started in a place called Lowertown, St. Paul.
Okay.
And he was a neighbor. He lived on level 6. I lived on 3. And he's an artist, poet, drummer, and he was spiritually grounded. He lived out his life the way he wanted to, in truth, and big heart, non-judgmental. He had wisdom. He took in many faiths, and with that, him and I met each other, and we really connected, and it can go deep right away. There's a lot of people in the community that are grieving his loss today here at the Show Art Gallery down in Lowertown, and we're just thankful we can get together with all these creative people and neighbors, getting a chance to do some spoken word, some drumming, and so there's what's something that you would like the listeners to know about Sun that maybe you personally got from him? Sure. Well, Sun Chi Som, he told me what was behind Sun Chi. Okay. Sun Chi Som. A lot of people don't know this, but Sun, it was the sun, meaning the power of the sun. And spiritually speaking, Chi meant the Chi power that he got from the power of the sun, and Sun Chi Som. Som meant a couple different things, but Psalms, the book of Psalms.
Okay.
Instead of saying Psalms, it was Psalm.
Sure.
So he said, what was neat about that is, the book of Psalms is really a book of songs, and in that there's wisdom, and it's verses that are there especially to empower people when there's strife. And so written in his name, that's what he carried out. So his name was a representation of how he lived it. And one thing you'll hear is that, the energy that he brought forward was always there. He was a listener. That's what we heard tonight. He was great at listening, being non-judgmental, and he listened with his heart, and I think that was the difference. He had ears, in his heart to really feel out the things that he was there to help out with people,
Sure.
So, very compassionate, empathetic, open-minded, and, him and I became drum evangelists down here in Lowertown.
Sure, yeah.
I got a spot, down on 6th and Wall, building drums, and it's been this creative process. So him and I would go out and drum in community with the homeless, with strangers, with other musicians, and the
sounds
element.
like him.
Yes, yeah, and I perform on the stage and all over the place in many different contexts, but. One of the greatest things is drumming with strangers, because there's this element of improvisation that happens, and the things people say, and then they walk away with that experience, and you can't drum without connecting in the heart center, and that's really the unifying thing about what the gift of drumming is it's called us to be together and unified, and science is not even proving that. If you put an EKG meter on all of us,
sure.
As we drum together, you'll show this alignment of heartbeat.
Okay.
And,
wow.
And within the heartbeat, it's the space in between the heartbeat that actually starts to show the information of what's going on with people. So, for me, like I mentioned, Empowered Percussion was founded off of personal growth and transformation, and the power we get from drumming. And so these days with quantum physics and all the sciences, we're able to really tap into the why, and really show hard facts surrounding this is the biology surrounding what's going on, and this is why we're feeling good. Someone left today said after we did the collective drumming tonight, it was. He said, I don't know why, but it felt like something left me. It felt better. And I said, it could be the dopamine. It could be, just the fact that we could express ourselves and our brains could process the stress that we've been carrying. Because that's kind of what happens. Drumming is like going out for a jog.
It's healing. It's very healing.
It's healing. It's expressive. It's, it goes to your core. Your hands are connected to your nervous system. So when your hands tap things, it goes directly to the heart, and then your heart receives that element of of the energy that's processed in your body. So so there's so many benefits. So I'm just like Sam and I, drum evangelists, trying to carry that forward, and him and I both believed in the drum and the power of it, and all the other things that come in alignment with that. But
definitely. Well, that's beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing that. And it just sounds like I might have to just have you on as a guest.
Oh, sure.
In general on the podcast.
Sure.
So I'll give you my card and everything.
Okay.
But we're remembering Sun Chi Som here, Lowertown, St. Paul. Where can people find out more about what you got happening here?
Sure. With drums?
Yeah.
So go to Empowered Percussion on Instagram or on Facebook. You might also find it as Empowered Percussion Cajon Drums.
Okay.
Cajon.
Word up. Well, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Come with me to paradise.
Escape to paradise. My mind's a cloud nine. We found and reached our destination about
destination, about time. Escape to paradise, my mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Yeah, about time. It's about time. Yeah, paradise is so nice. Time to get away from the cold and the ice. You don't even gotta hop a flight to my hidden island somewhere out of sight. Out of mind, no map to get there, you gotta find. No stairs to get to the top, man, you gotta climb. This, that Corona commercial got a line for when you're running late for work and out of time. Just take a break and escape from your mind. Unwind the rush hour, now turn this track up much louder. Say fuck your boss, he ain't got that much power. Or the company, I should live comfortably. Can't have nobody looking over or under me. I got one life, and this one's for me. So vibe to this new shit by Sun and T. And if you wanna go to paradise, well, come escape to paradise. My mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Escape to paradise. My mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Escape to paradise. My mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Yeah, about time. It's about time. Wake up, get up out your dreams. Come see the valley and the streams. Log off your Facebook, stop all the memes. Taking all the selfies cause of low self-esteem. You need a vacation away from your TV and your PlayStation. We about to take flight, just stay patient. It's a mind thing, paradise is what you make it. Rather at work or in the shower butt naked. Escape it, escape it.
T, wake up, man. Wake up, man.
Oh, wait, where was I? Lost in paradise in a hammer getting shut eye. Escaping the world from fake girls and tough guys. All we do here is drop jewels and puff lie. For spiritual and medical. And if you've never been here before, it's incredible and breathtaking. Spellbound and speechless. You gotta see this. Your soul needs escape to paradise. My mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Escape to paradise. My mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Escape to paradise. My mind's on cloud 9. We finally reached our destination, about time. Yeah, about time. It's about time.
Yeah, that was Escape to Paradise. Sun&La presents Lab Work. So the night was getting over. I was told that we had until 7 p.m., so I was starting to wrap up. I was starting to pack up my gear, and a young lady approached me, and it looked like she had something to say, and I'm really happy that she did. It turns out that she knew Sun Chi on a whole different level than any of these guys did. So without further ado, this was the last guest of the night to bless the podcast with memories of Sun Chi. Here is Jessica. All right, so we're still down here in Lowertown, St. Paul, remembering Sun Chi Som. Go ahead and introduce yourself and share a story or whatever you would like to say about Sun.
Okay, great. So my name is Jessica, and so I dated Som.
Okay.
And on our first date, it was at Seward Cafe, and we talked about numerology and aliens.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, someone that likes weird shit like me, so
Yeah.
I can get down with this. And so, and he read me some of his work, and just the web of words that he was able to spin totally just hooked me. And on our second date, he brought me incense instead of flowers. And,
oh, wow.
I remember telling some of my friends, and they were like, oh, that's so weird. And I was like, that is perfect.
So how long were you together for?
Probably it was about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were together for 1.5 years. We moved pretty quickly. We moved in after about 4 months. So he just was able to catalyze this creative energy.
Sure.
As many people have shared tonight. And I had a photography studio in the basement that was just kind of in shambles. And one night we decided we were going to put it together, and we just created this space that was just so peaceful and so amazing. And so we decided to move in together. We wanted to create this peaceful space. And anyone that knew Som, he usually entered the room and he would start out with peace by setting the tone of the room, and you would just get enthralled with what he had to say, and then he would leave you with peace. And so we created this space of peace, and many people were like thinking we were kind of crazy for moving in so quickly together, but
Sure.
it was just...
That's love, though. I mean, love is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, he just...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No one ever loved me the way that he loved me, and he anchored that deep within my heart, and that's what I always remember him, and it was after a couple of months he had named our first unborn child, and I was like, oh, maybe we'll work on that name, but when he lit up about it, how could you say no?
Yeah.
So we created this beautiful home together, and it was so peaceful, and I got to witness just so many of his creations. I got to witness him producing and making the beats for Il Collage, and making the animations for the Shades On video, and just his devotion to creation. And when we were together, and how that just catalyzed so much more, and he was so good in the kitchen, and he would...
what was he good at making in the kitchen?
He would, whatever we had, he would be able to, so we, grew some herbs, so he'd go out, pick out some herbs, and it was always just whole foods during the summer. It was always these beautiful salads, and it was salad season during the summer. We would grow vegetables, we would go to the farmer's market on Saturdays, and that was our thing, and we created a lot of just very beautiful traditions together, and with going to the farmer's market and juicing, and so I feel very lucky to have loved this man and have him love me back, and so I just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm still so I actually met him through hip hop.
Okay.
Obviously, we both kind of made the same kind of boom bap beats.
Okay.
And I was just telling someone when we opened up for Grandmaster Kaz at the Nomad, I was going through a sickness myself, and the whole night I was throwing up in the bathroom, and right afterwards I got rushed to the ER. I couldn't even get through my entire set because I had to cut it short. But I was trying to, be the tough rapper guy.
Yeah.
And I was fooling everybody but him. He could see it in my eyes, and he just took me aside and assured me that things were gonna be okay, and uplifted me. And so fast forward to now, I talked to him about a week before he passed away, and he was in the hospital, and he was doing the same shit that I was doing at the Nomad, trying to be tough. Don't feel bad for me.
Yeah.
Don't pity me and stuff like that. And I thought, I was like, well, I care about you, and I just want you to get better. I want you to feel good. And then, the week goes by, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And it's just when I heard the news, I was at work, and I cried for maybe just 2 days straight and everything, and it still doesn't even feel like he's gone yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it at least I got to have these moments with him. Mm-hmm. At least I noticed there's not a lot of photos of him with people, and I'm one of the lucky ones that I have a photo with him.
Oh, that's amazing.
And when I'm seeing stuff, you know, like I see people just sharing his logo, but I'm lucky enough that he wanted a photo with me, you know, and it's like the little things like that we have to just hang on to, and
Absolutely.
Life is precious and life is fragile, and
I definitely feel him with me, you know. Towards the end of our relationship, we struggled, and we always, you know, our goal for this home was to create a space of peace, and towards the end it just wasn't working out. And so after I heard of his passing, and I was just, you know, in this fog of searching for something to ease the grief.
Right.
And one of his friends, Peter, had written to me and said, you know, I have this vision of the river. So whenever we were struggling together, he would always tell me, he'd say, let's get to the water. Water was our cleansing tool. It was a source for us to reset. He just, we would go to either, you know, have a picnic at Minnehaha or walk along the river. That was just our thing, to get to the water, to cleanse, reset, let's move forward. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the river.
Yeah.
And I drove to the spot, so when he had a radio appearance, me and one of his friends parked at the spot by the river and listened to it, and I was like, that's where I'm going to go. So I drove there, and there were all these people, and I was like, this just isn't right. Like, I need to be a little bit more by myself right now, and I can't get to the actual water. So I drove to like 3 different spots, and nothing just really felt right. So I went over to kind of where we used to live and where we used to walk along the river, and there's this sculpture, and we always just walked past this sculpture. We never actually like went and observed the sculpture or anything, took a look at it, but that moment I had to walk through the area where the sculpture was to get to the river. So I'm walking, and I noticed something on the ground, so I stop and I look down, and there was this quote about peace, and I was like, oh, I needed that. And I take a couple more steps, and there's another quote of peace, and all around this sculpture are quotes of peace, and I just knew that he was with me, bringing me peace in my heart, because that's what we had tried so hard towards the end to have, was peace in that space. And you know, we walked along that sculpture so many times, and peace was there all along. So, and he was just showing me that, and now I know that even though he's gone, I have the most beautiful, like, sunshine angel on my side to guide me and continue to catalyze that creativity that, you know, we were able to do in the beginning. So.
Definitely. Well, I definitely hope that you hang on to that piece, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Right.
Target destroyed. They're about 200 meters from the clock. At least 4 minutes. Sorry, Roger.
You carbon copy, go kill yourself like kamikazes, cause you're not me. You're lying to yourself, you Ryan Lochte. I'm buying broccoli in Colorado by the Rockies with my posse. War dogs with more squad than the Nazis. But we ain't killing Jews, we killing crews. Shoot a fool in his hand for stealing Jews. I hate it when the hero win and the villain lose. I've been influenced by the streets when I was still in school. So I'm street smart, don't let me make this heat spark and catch you at the park while you kissing on your sweetheart and make this thing ring like bang bang. You whack MCs, don't make me have to name names. I know who's who, I seen your fucking YouTube. Y'all some sweet Vic, stick you no voodoo. This shit that make you go doo-doo. It's just me and my dog, nigga, Blues Clues. We some war dogs riding for sports cars. Catch your body in the lobby or the courtyard. This fiends want more hard and fans want more bars. Take a look outside your door, it's a war, y'all. We some war dogs driving for sports cars. Catch your body in the lobby or the courtyard. This fiends want more hard and fans want more bars. Take a look outside your door, it's a war, y'all.
In my neck of the woods, I be the big bad wolf rockin' the hoodie. Your grandma ain't the only one that like goodies. Hip hop the way it should be. Morocco got my name printed on a hood tee. I'm so poetic, snap a shot, I'm photogenic, how they know? My flow stays so copacetic, I'm back around. Punk and ain't no backing down, you hear that gun cracking sound, they run from me like Pacquiao. Plus my fist fast, so swift you get whiplash. Plus a well-whipped ass in Minnesota. My pockets stay fat from moving penguin. Hall of Famer with a better record than New England. I stack riches, if you a snake we smack bitches. Still be the JP Morgan of the crack business. My man Zilla, we some ambush killers. War dogs, northern darkness, my nigga.
We some war dogs driving for sports cars. Catch your body in the lobby or the courtyard. These fiends want more hard and fans want more bars. Take a look outside your door, it's a war, y'all. We some war dogs driving for sports cars. Catch your body in the lobby or the courtyard. These fiends want more hard and fans want more bars. Take a look outside your door, it's a war, y'all.
Yeah, that was War Dogs featuring Morocco off of Sun&La Presents Lab Work. So, you know, son, if you're listening, I've been trying to stay strong the whole night, but I just hope that I did this justice for you. You know, we all came together, and if you would have been there, I think you would have been proud of what we did for you. Thank you to your entire family for coming together and sharing. And you know, thank you for everything that you contributed to hip hop. Just all of the great memories. You know, you may be gone now, but the people that you did bless will hold on to what you gave us forever until, you know, our time comes as well. And hopefully we get to see you again. So, this has been Organized Grind, the podcast, episode 16, remembering Sun Chi Som. As always, peace and love.
Exclusive.
We did it. We just pulled it off.
You know, that's Sun Chi on the beat.
There's 612. Now leaves the air to return at 5:30 a.m. We wish you a very pleasant good night.